Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Blackgang this morning on this lovely sunny day. We hope you're going to enjoy the video that is being made of Blackgang and all the various features you're going to see inside. We know we've got a wonderful park for you to enjoy, and we hope you're going to come back time and time again. Blackgang, of course, was founded in 1843 as gardens and opened to the public as a Victorian walking and enjoyable gorge down to the sea. Since then, of course, we've suffered many cliff falls, as you'll see, and the park has got smaller, ironically, as it's become more popular. Today we receive many hundreds of thousands of visitors, and we're able to add to our features each year. Of course, now we've got Jungle Land and Adventure Land and Smuggler Land and all sorts of other exciting things. We've also got the two exhibitions on the other side of the road, Blackgang Sawmill and St Catherine's Quay, and they're both very popular features, very interesting, and illustrate the heritage of this island coastline. Blackgang is a family business, and it was started by Simon Dabell and is now still owned by the same family. And all the facilities in Blackgang are owned by the same family, including the Shippershore pub and also the Blackgang cafeteria and all the fast food outlets around the park, which hopefully satisfy every requirement. We have a gift shop, which is very popular, with gifts not only from the island but all around the world. And of course, the actual park itself is hopefully suitable for all weathers, ranging from pretty water gardens and the famous maze where I believe Annika Rice on Treasure Hunt nearly lost herself. We then have more exciting areas such as Frontierland. Even the mums and dads enjoy that, with Dad getting a swagger on his hips as he strolls down the street.
1836, a violent storm raged. And in the dim light of the following morning, a full-rigged ship, an East Indiaman called the Clarendon, could be seen battling against wind and sea to beat off from that dreaded lee shore. Could help be given. If she came in under the eye cliffs of Blackgang, then no one could help her passengers and crew. Struck and was immediately pounded by the terrible seas. A local fisherman managed to wade into the boiling surf, shouting at those on board to jump. 3 managed to lose her and were dragged to safety, but all the rest aboard were drowned or killed by the timbers as the huge waves smashed the 345-ton ship into pieces. However tragic the shipwreck was, there were locals who seized upon every opportunity to snatch the valuables that many wrecks carried. The Clarendon, with its trading supplies and wealthy passengers, must have provided a rich haul for the gang of smugglers that you see here, gloating over their booty.
job following that.
Sometimes I don't think you realise just what I have to do to keep this house tidy. I'm behind with all my washing. The fire under the copper wouldn't kindle properly this morning. I don't know how you get your shirts so filthy anyway. They always need a good scrub on the washboard. Lucy from the village hasn't come over today, and I've had to scrub all the flagstones myself, clean out the range and blacklead it. Oh yes, and scour the preserving pan from yesterday's jam making. Now all you can do is sit there reading, letting your food get cold. And with mutton at nearly £1 a pound, it's a real waste. And you haven't even touched the bread I made fresh this morning.
It's the Compton Castle, reconstruction of the Compton Castle engine. It's my favourite here, in actual fact, the exhibition. It was built in 1914, served on the River Dart, and was scrapped in 1962. In 1982, it was found to be laid up at Kingsbridge, and the engine was recovered from the wreck and brought here and reconstructed. And as you can see, it's a marvellous piece of machinery. It's a 30-degree angle propane condensed engine, and took 4 people in actual fact to crew the boat when it was in service.
This is your commander speaking, Chuck Smith. Welcome aboard Orbiter 5. We shall be taking off shortly from Blackgang Chine on Moon Flight 13. Hope you enjoy the trip. Once we have cleared Earth's atmosphere, we'll be cruising at a speed of 148,000 miles per hour.
Orbiter 5, you're cleared for takeoff.
contact with the needles. Switching Z drive.
Visual location of moon, Commander.
Ready gas lasers. Lock on. Fire.
Sir, we've suffered a hit on the starboard side.
Neutron damage in section 4. Returning to Earth immediately. Passenger alert. Hold tight.
Losing height rapidly, sir. Landing base in sight, sir.
Prepare for landing. Cut all propulsors. Well, folks, we made it. Welcome back to Blackgang Chine Theme Park.
Gordon, can you take Lewis? He doesn't want to go on it.
There's no time to lose. Enter my world of magic and mystery for the adventure of a lifetime.
my friends, I'm the wizard here, and now you've travelled through the year. My work is hard, you've seen the reason, making weather for each season. The sun appears at my command. You like that best, I understand. As well as sun, I'm sure you know, there must be rain to make things grow. I love the thunder, lightning too. I hope I'm not frightening. I tried to keep the breezes blowing, but with the winds there is no knowing. The gusts I send to fill your sails sometimes turn to storms and gales. For winter I make ice and snow to make you freeze from head to toe. Now, all my secrets you have heard. Remember, do not breathe a word, for I will find out if you do, and send some rain to fall on you. So pay no heed to your TV. The only weatherman is me.
Well, that's Blackgang for you. We hope you've enjoyed your day. We hope you've enjoyed this video. There are all sorts of things in the park, as you've now discovered. We add new things every year. This year we've already added lots of new items. As you know, you've probably come across the new Weather Wizard show in Fantasyland, which is another area we're going to be extending. You've also come across panning for gold in the cowboy town, where I don't know if any of you actually had a go at doing that. That was really good fun. And of course every year we try and add new things. Some of you may have thought to yourself, we wish there was a chairlift inside so we can get all the way from the bottom to the top. Very hard work, we know. Unfortunately, with our cliff moving as it does, it's very difficult to find something which is suitable as a lift to go in. And as you know, these things are very expensive. So we are looking into this at this very moment in time. But we hope you've enjoyed your day, and we look forward to seeing you coming back here year after year. Thank you.